Donald Trump is continuing his pattern of unhinged attacks against anyone within the government who happens to disagree with him. And one of those individuals was Dr. Rick Bright, who was with the Department of Health and Human Services. Now, he was one of the government officials who refused to promote the use of hydroxychloroquine as a treatment for coronavirus. And he shared some of his views during a 60 Minutes interview. As you guys can recall, Bright was ousted because of his disagreements with Donald Trump. And he shared some of those experiences during his 60 Minutes interview. In the interview, Bright said he was removed from his post in retaliation for cautioning against the effectiveness of hydroxychloroquine as a treatment for coronavirus. He also warned, quote, "We don't yet have a national strategy to respond fully to this pandemic." Here's more of what he had to say. "The best scientists that we have in our government who are working really hard to try to fight this out aren't getting that clear, cohesive leadership, strategic plan message yet. Until they get that, it's gonna be chaotic." And it certainly has been chaotic. That's what we've experienced as Americans in this country, where we keep getting conflicting messages from Donald Trump. And if you remember last week, he testified before the Senate, and here's a little snippet of what he revealed to senators during that hearing.
Initially, our nation was not as prepared as we should have been, as we could have been. Some scientists raised early warning signals that were overlooked, and pages from our pandemic playbook were ignored by some in leadership. Without better planning, 2020 could be the darkest winter in modern history. First and foremost, we need to be truthful with the American people. Americans deserve the truth. The truth must be based on science. Mask supply or N95 respirator supply was completely decimated. And he said, we're in deep the world is, and we need to act. And I pushed that forward to the highest levels I could in HHS and got no response. I was told that my urgings were causing a commotion, and I was removed from those meetings. I believe part of the removal process for me was initiated because of a push back that I gave when they asked me to put in place an expanded access protocol that would make chloroquine more freely available to Americans that were not under the close supervision of a physician and may not even be confirmed to be infected with the coronavirus.
So, Cenk, as you can expect, Donald Trump handled negative commentary about his handling of coronavirus like a true gentleman, a real adult. He went on Twitter and had a temper tantrum. So he, in response to the 60 Minutes interview, he tweeted, "60 Minutes in third place anchor Norah O'Donnell are doing everything in their power to demean our country, much to the benefit of the radical left Democrats. Tonight, they put on yet another fake whistleblower, a disgruntled employee who supports Dems, fabricates stories, and spews lies. 60 Minutes report was incorrect, which they couldn't care less about. Fake news. I don't know this guy, never met him, but don't like what I see. How can a creep like this show up to work tomorrow and report to Secretary Azar, his boss, after trashing him on TV?" He trashed him on TV after he was ousted, by the way, for refusing to promote the use of a drug that has been disastrous in clinical trials. It has caused permanent heart problems in the study participants. And it's been so disastrous that countries like Brazil actually stopped clinical trials for hydroxychloroquine as a coronavirus treatment. So it's insane. I don't even really know. There has to be more to this hydroxychloroquine story than we know at the moment, because Trump seems awfully invested in pushing for this drug that has not done well in clinical trials. And there has to be some sort of financial element to it. I don't know yet, but I guarantee you the story is going to continue developing, and we're going to find out that there's some sort of disgusting greed angle to it.
So we're going to talk about this more in full in a little bit, but Trump today said he's just taking it out of the blue. Is that he's been taking it for a week and a half. And so I don't know if that's true or he's just saying it, but it's another case of him pushing it. And when he has an agenda, facts and science be damned. And if you're trying to do the right thing, as Dr. Bright was inside the government, God help you. They're going to come for you because political correctness is more important than factual correctness in authoritarian governments like this. So they say, look, you're correct. As it turns out, hydroxychloroquine leads to more deaths, not less deaths, including VA study where more of our veterans died because of this drug. And the government under Trump goes, we don't care what's factually correct. You will report that it is good, and if you don't, we'll fire you. And then we'll say that you're a loser, and Nora O'Donnell's a loser, and anyone who interviews you is a loser, and then we'll complain to her boss as well to try to get her fired. And we'll do all this because what we care most about is not facts, but again, political correctness.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And this isn't an isolated incident. As we know, Trump fires anyone who disagrees with him or could possibly be investigating him or members of his administration in retaliation. This is what Trump does. And, you know, for all of the people out there protesting, you know, the use of masks when you're in public or protesting stay-at-home orders in their state, you know, the argument that we hear over and over again is that this is tyranny. This is big government. This is what we need to be concerned about. This is what, you know, we need to fight back against. But the real abuse of power is happening before their very eyes. Like, there is real abuse of power in the federal government, and they don't seem to care about that at all. You are supposed to have a system of checks and balances that prevents someone like Donald Trump doing the things that he's doing right now. And they seem to be willing to give him a pass, and they greenlight this type of behavior because, hey, it's Donald Trump. He's in their political party, and they're going to go ahead and support him and defend him to the death, literally in some cases.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.